About 10:30 at night, I was sitting around the house, and all of a sudden I just got this severe pain through my head. Bob was sleeping, and it just felt like a searing pain that went like from the front or the back, just straight back. It was like a searing hot pain. I also had the like projectile vomiting, and I started getting hot and sweaty, and I had grabbed some ice out of my drink and put it on my neck, and it just made me fall to my knees. And I ended up on the couch the whole night, and that was a Thursday, and I didn't go to work on Friday. And I thought I had the flu. So I went to work finally on Monday, still not thinking anything other than the flu and maybe some weird migraine. Tuesday I went to work, and I finally decided to call the doctors. And I went to see my nurse practitioner and told her all the symptoms, that I had excruciating pain in my head. I was having some weird pains down the back of my hips and my legs. It was like a burning. She gave me a shot of Toradol and sent me home. During the middle of the night, that was Tuesday, it ruptured a second time. And I just sat up in a lot of pain, and then I just went back to sleep. I didn't want to wake my husband up because he had the flu. So Wednesday I went back to the doctor's office, and I actually saw a different doctor. He wanted to admit me, but he didn't know what for. And when he called the hospital, they said he couldn't because he couldn't come up with whatever it was. And he said, if you want to be admitted, go to the emergency room. So I did. My husband dropped me off. I told him to go home. And I ended up in the emergency room for about 6 hours before a nurse had told my doctor that I had a slight fever. So he came in and did a spinal. And that's when, and I remember to this day, he said, well, I wasn't expecting that. And I asked him what, and he said there was blood in the fluid. Well, all of a sudden, they were sending me to CAT scan. When I was done with that, they told me I was going to Boston. I still don't recall hearing the words.
At this point, we realized something serious was going on. That the doctor informed me that because when they did the CAT scan of the lower body and they found no internal bleeding, that time was of the essence, and if she was bleeding somewhere in the head, that her best bet was for him to get her to Mass General, because only there would they be able to have taken care of her. And it was there that everything, boom, 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 started taking place, and they were able to get her in to do the head exam. It was there when the doctor brought me in, and he brought up the pictures on the thing, and he didn't even have to point them out. It was quite obvious that I saw both the aneurysms. That's how big they were.
I had the surgery December 5th, and I was in the hospital till about December 17th. And then I was able to go home. I had a craniotomy, they clipped it. And that's pretty much how it went.
Well, she identified a headache, and she passed on seeking medical advice for that headache. That's fine, but when she provided that information to her physician's office, it would have been better to have the physician see the patient right away or send immediately to the emergency room for an evaluation.